Okay, let's start. Like, the new hero. So, so, so what they reveal in this Warrior Dance trailer is the new hero for the new faction, a Chinese pirate that will belong to a faction called the Outlanders. And Outlanders is, you can say, a group of outstat, the people that is not with anybody. They are working with their own, so they are from different places around the world, and they have different motives why they're not serving the Vikings, the knight, the samurai, or the Volin. For example, like this uh, female pirate, is her reason was that her parents was killed in the Civil War. So what I think is a possibility here, that her parents was not warriors, was maybe farmers or something like that, and they was not unnecessarily killed for no reason, like this they was killed maybe for booty, and then she takes her revenge against everybody because she see how much damage a war do to the country, and she because after that the rulers of that country was very corrupt in that time, like in 1800 in China, in the Qin dynasty. So she takes out to be a pirate, and obviously pirate have lots of different people on the crew, but she's the only pirate that will be in the Outlander. All of the other two Outlander warrior, we don't know yet what they're gonna be based on, what kind of warrior tradition, or what culture, what country or culture they will be come from. Um, what I want to see is a Indian warrior, a Rajput, and a Persian warrior. Like for me, maybe like the Sassanid or the Safavid. Obviously, there's a very huge gap in the timeline between the Safavid and the Sassanid. But I can say like this: a Assassinate warrior should be really cool. Rajput Assassinate warrior. Do I think that will happen? No, not likely. Reason why I don't think so is because if you look at like on the popularity polls, what people want to see, like on they're like far, like really far back to all the way to like the first DLC pack with the mercenaries. It always was like most people talk about like a Greek faction, like the Spartans, or uh, Spartans, a like Aztec warrior, um, like probably a Mongolian warrior. So Aztec, Spartan, and Mongolian warrior. But the most likely, I think, if they're gonna go on popular polls because they have released a pirate, I think it's a very big possibility for um, to see, what can I say? Wait a second. Um, a big possibility is to see, I think, maybe a Spartan. But reason why I think it's not gonna be Spartan is because the weapon, because the Spartan is most famous for their spear, and many characters in For Honor already have spears. So I don't know if they can give any unique thing to it. And Aztec Warrior, because they have weapons that we have not yet seen in For Honor, a totally unique weapon like the I try to forget the name, but the most famous Aztec weapon they use, like with the wood, like with the volcanic stone, volcanic glass on it. Macorik. I cannot say the name, but anyways, the main weapon the Aztec use, like with the hand to hand weapon, the main hand to hand weapon they use. Um, to see. and all of these kind of thing with all of the different culture, you're gonna give us they're gonna give us weapons. They're probably gonna focusing right now mostly on more unique weapons that is not so common for so many people, that they can put some cool design on it. So because of so many warrior right now have bladed weapon like on like pull-on weapons like spear and so on, and many of the characters have different types of sword. So I think right now they're probably gonna look at character that have weapons that is not swords but they are bladed weapon but have very different uh, this design on it. So yeah, I think in that sense, with the new faction Outlanders, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Outlanders and what how much diversity we're gonna see in the other two Outlanders heroes uh, in the future for year six, and they how can I say? I think it's more with the Lost Horizon. It's more like for me, if they can give us warriors that have nothing to do with no of the faction we have. For example, nothing. If they are not Chinese, they are not Japanese, they are not Nordic, they are not French like the knights, or Spanish, or Italians, or Germans, but and they are like for example a Indian warrior from India is that means it's like new, but because the reason also is what I mean also the Outlanders is like is is a possibility that the warrior is still gonna be, but I don't think so. They probably only Chinese pirate is the only Chinese warrior that's gonna be in this group, and rest of them gonna be new warriors from around from different places in around the world that have is totally just new, just come there for different reason, and they just are in that they are not serving anybody. They are just there. Uh, they are just there for no reason. They are just maybe there because they want to seek like revenge for some reason. Like for example, this pirate also want to seek revenge because her family was parents was killed in the Civil War, and she is angry because of this. And yeah, I think that is probably all it is to say about this new hero and her. I think yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool that they choose a Chinese pirate instead of like a classic like Caribbean pirate from like Caribbean pirate like classic Caribbean pirate. So in that sense, I think it's really cool. And obviously, they can mix different have different culture to the outfit for this female Chinese pirate. I think it's really cool. For example, with the mixture with Viking like and Chinese culture with the mask is really cool. When they show her all different types of outfit, and obviously you can mix different outfit with other outfits to work best for you when you use this outfit for the new hero. The same for the weapon and all of these kind of things. So you always have a very diverse thing with it with the weapons, and like every detail weapon you can change. So for example, if you don't like the handle for the blade, you can change the handle to the. For example, my what I'm gonna do when I get the legendary weapons, I'm gonna have the blue hilt handle, the blue hilt, with the red blade, and I'm gonna have the red handle to the blue blade. So I'm gonna mix my red and blue with the shadow. So I'm gonna change the blade to different sword, and I'm gonna do it so it looks really cool with the color mixture for the weapon. The same for the clothing. For example, if the blade, if I don't like, for example, the coat of the warrior, I'm gonna change to have a different style of material of the coat and a different maybe hat to the warriors. I really get my own my own type, my own version of the female Chinese pirate that I think works best for me with the art, the design, and the clothing and all of this kind of thing. I really think it's gonna be really cool. And I don't really care at all if that is new outlandish Chinese pirate is with Wu Lin or not. I think it's just we everybody that want to have a Chinese pirate, Chinese character, we get a Chinese character. The only thing we don't get that this Chinese pirate was with the Wu Lin. But if we talk to be honest here, do faction really matter? So long we like the only thing we want to see is a cool warrior with cool weapons. So the warrior can be from everywhere around the world. It's not really matter if the warrior have a stone club or a wooden stick. So long the warrior have cool design, that is what we want to see. Like because for honor, armor do not mean anything. Yeah, like you can whack somebody in the head with the stick, and even if they have armor, they will feel the damage and they will get killed of it because it's for honor. So you can have, for example, a Maori warrior with a wooden, like with their tamaha and their different stone weapons, and you can fight against somebody like the medieval knight and you win because even if the medieval knight have much better armor and have steel weapons, you still gonna be equal in this game because it's for honor. So in that sense, honestly I don't think we really have to care anymore what kind of type what people want to see when they play for honor. They want to see different types of cool weapons and different types of cool design. That is what people want to see when they play for honor. They don't people don't do not care about the accuracy and historical accuracy about the real combat battle tactic. People just want to see cool design, cool weapons. That is what people want to see, and I think they really bring it into the box with this character. I think they really many people were really gonna like it, and people gonna use with the different tactics. Obviously, with the pistol, and obviously you can use the pistol without using the sword, but you can obviously it takes a bit time to reload for each shot when you do. So when you use the pistol, you can use it like in a tight situation. So for example, if you have like three characters against you, you can do attack. You can shoot one and take it then one out, and then you only have two to fight with the sword, and then maybe you can use that. So you have three different type of shots. So one shot. So if you save all the three shots and you wait that you have three characters around you, you can shoot three time and hit three character at the same time. And I don't think I don't think you can block the shot that they are unblockables. So they're gonna be really good if they're gonna use it. Obviously, you can put different stamina. It takes faster to reload with the pistol, the flintlock, and yeah, I think all with this character you just have to use the time it right, and you're gonna be very good. You have a very good possibility to win most of the time with this character, and I don't think this character is overpowered. I don't because you have to reload, you have to wait some minutes to shoot the weapon. So obviously you cannot be reckless. When you shoot, you have to count that all of the shots is gonna be hits on enemies. You cannot just shoot and far away, and you have to have some this. There's some distance with the shot, but you cannot be far away. You still have to. The enemies can still reach you very quickly, so you have to shoot very quickly to hit them and then attack. To really use a combo with your weapons and so on. So really, I think the shot is just to to push them back a bit, to stun them, and then you can use the blade, and then obviously you, if you're really good at your combo and also block. So yeah, I think when I next Thursday this character is gonna will be released, and then I will play this character some bit and try it out and see for myself what I think about it. Um, yeah, if we go, so yeah, we can, yeah, um, okay, this is everything I really want to say about this new hero. Okay. Okay, so with this new pirate hero, is a Chinese warrior, a Chinese pirate, but is gonna belong, is always a new faction, is the Outlanders, and Outlanders is a group of characters from different places around the world that are not with any of the old factions, for example the Samurai, the Vikings, the Knight, or the Volin. So they are a standalone faction mixed of warriors with are there for different reasons. The first one was this, the female pirate, and she is there because she have a, yeah, a vendetta against the rulers of, because in the civil war in the Volin, they she lost her parents, and then she obviously probably don't get any help, and then she wants to seek revenge because of this, and then obviously she turned to piracy. So obviously the pirates fight for gold and other things, but so like she's not on anybody's side. She's only gonna work with somebody if they pay her very well with gold money, but she always gonna probably betray them before they can betray her. So she always get the money, and I think this is a cool character. Also, it's the first character that uses a firearm weapon, and she can use it with. You can use 3 different types of shots to the new hero, and they have a, yeah, a very different way. Obviously, you cannot shoot the weapon all the time. Obviously, but you can shoot it like you can. All of the shots always you have to count, so you always hit some of the enemies. So you don't. You can, the pistol you can use reckless when you fight with it for this character. And yeah, I think that is um, probably all of the thing for it. This new hero of the trailer. Was this is just the trailer, and so we see here was here's the origin, a trailer of the origin story for the female Chinese pirate, and we see different places she are going on the sea, and I think that's really cool. And obviously she have cool combination of like her gauntlet sword and of a different design for this blade, and yeah, and as you can see, do I have everything right now for this hero? And yeah, I think with obviously with all of these new heroes in For Honor, like the, for example, yeah, Marching Fire with all the Volin, then this last Volin hero, that is not this one, but the other one with a long sword. I think all of the characters in For Honor obviously have a, in some of them are more interesting than others, and obviously it's a personal preference, what you prefer, what character you more prefer than another. For me right now, this shiny female pirate is probably is the most interesting of the uh, three new heroes. So this is the newest hero of this 2022. So you can see this is a new group, like totally new. So like 2020 two is the year of the new, totally new faction, and so it's like we so we only yeah we I think yeah we get two more outlandish heroes, and then I don't know if we're gonna get any more heroes. Probably gonna get. We're still hoping for some little bit more heroes more warrior for the Wolin. But right now they're more focusing on the outlandish heroes and For Honor. So probably the reason why they are very into the outlandish is because now they don't really have to be really persist really have to focus so much about exactly what culture the warrior is from. They can just find a cool warrior with cool weapons and just put it into that faction, and that works really well because it's not mark for any specific like culture. It's just you can just use what kind of culture you want for the new group, the Outlandish, and yeah, and yeah, this is everything I really want to say about this new hero of the for this trailer, and yeah, let's go. Let's go see here. Uh-huh. So obviously, okay. So to say all about Lost Horizon, obviously based on for the Chinese pirate, and I think the best thing with this new character is that obviously first of all is the first character that is closest to the modern era of all of the other warriors in For Honor so far we have, and it's the only warrior right now that have a firearm weapon. I use like a pistol. For no other characters have a firearm weapon. Obviously, some character can use a fire like explosive weapon like with fire. But the first pistol user is this Chinese pirate, and I think it's a really cool idea that they have. What can I say? It's really cool that they bring up like a almost what people really have wanted for a very long time. What made a different twist to it. For many people, always want like a mercenary faction. Many people have talked about that like really, really, really like far back in front. They talk about want like a mercenary faction. So right now we almost get that. We get a. It's not a mercenary faction because they don't serve anybody. They are not mercenaries, but the thing that is same is that they are a group of warriors that is not working with any of the other faction. So you can they are a mix of different heroes from different culture, and I don't know yet how diverse they will gonna spread out with the warrior, how many different culture they're gonna put in to this outlander faction. The first one obviously is the Chinese pirate. We're wondering if they're gonna go more on the east, like if they're gonna have, for example, like warrior from like maybe Arabian warrior, or an Indian warrior, or a Persian warrior, or a Aztec warrior, or a Maori warrior, or a Spartan warrior. But they always gonna all of the warriors that are gonna be in the Outlander faction obviously will have different types of weapon, different types of reason why they are in the For Honor universe. So no of them are gonna have to come from exactly the same time period or the same country. So you're gonna see, for example, the first one, Chinese pirate. The second one, yes, this is just my speculation. The second one is a Rajput, and after that we're probably gonna see maybe a Aztec warrior. Um, it's just huge speculation. I have no clue what we will see. We just have to wait and see. Around February, we'll get some maybe more teas for the next year after this one. And it can be anything, like really, really anything. I think there's no, like we already walk over the line of like the restriction of what will work in For Honor. Like the old classic For Honor is over with like the knights and the samurai and the Vikings. Like right now, people just play this game because for the like really like different types of heroes. They don't. I think most of the like people that play For Honor are more interesting in the character than historical accuracy, because when you have a game like For Honor that is not based on historical accuracy, you are more freedom in some sense in the game, so you can do more. You can have more character with different types of weapons that have like really far from each other. The only thing they don't gonna do is have warrior from like this World War II, because that is bit. They're gonna have warriors that you still use bladed weapon, so it can be close obviously to the First World War, because they still bladed weapon. Because if you look at different places around the world at that time, like in around like 19th century, 19 18th century, obviously they still obviously they use firearm weapons, but the firearm weapon is not like firearm right we use today. So obviously there's still some places in the world, for example, in Africa, like in Sudan, they use swords even when they fight the Sudanese warrior fight against the English. They use sword, and still they use some like chainmail. So different places around the world was developed in different way with the weapons. So some still use a fight like more like a late medieval way with their weapons, and because obviously the firearm weapons they have was still you can some armor still protect them against the bullets of the pistols or the carbine. So all of this is like I think really important to understand here when we talk about the weapons. Like with firearm weapons, like 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 early types of firearm weapons, like a really early type, was still possible to defend against with different types of shields, big and small, and there was not the philosophy the not the I'm sorry for that the not the 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 power of when the release from the gun was not so power enough to penetrate some armor, and obviously armor obviously develop a different type of the pistol on the different time around the world, and the quality of the high power force of the bullet obviously was important of the speed and so on. So most of the time also because it was a very take a very long time to reload some of the weapons of the pistol or the muskets, was also very good to have a sword or axe or any types of like handhold weapon to use against the opponent, because like pistols are not what they are today. So even some pistols on the butt of the pistol have like a club, so you can use that as a handheld weapon. And the same, so obviously that you see in some of the combos, obviously for the new Chinese pirate, that you use the sword, the shot, and then the butt of the pistol to whack her opponents with it, to give them a smash with it. Yeah, um, yeah, I think that is, yeah, honestly really everything I really want to say about honestly about this the faction, about my speculation for what can come, what I hope for, Rushwood and a Safavid warrior. But I think they will go will be more. I think they're gonna be spread out, so it can be cool. It can be like maybe African warrior, some warrior from Africa, some warrior from the Polynesian islands like Hawaii or New Zealand, like Maori, or like like warrior from the New World, Aztec or a Maya, and so they can have a really diversity of different warriors with different types of weapons in this game. So it can be really cool to see what they will do with this new faction in For Honor, and maybe can be the best faction in For Honor. All of the factions. It's only the only thing that is, if they do use the right heroes and give us very more use heroes that is not as popular as the rest of them, and really give us something that's more interesting, more I cannot really say underground, but in that sense of historically popularity, I would say underground. So warriors that is not as common to see in video game or movies or TV shows. I think that this kind of warriors is probably going to be the most interesting to see in a game, because because they have weapons that's not so common to see in day to day TV shows or day to day movies. Um, so that can be a very interesting factor for the new faction of the Outlanders, and is because of for me, I don't think it's totally impossible to see a warrior from Arabian warrior or a Persian warrior. Where I most want to see a bit of these two warriors, I absolutely most want to see a Persian warrior from Persia. I'm more interested in Persian warriors than Arabian warrior. Obviously, Arabian warrior is also very cool, but Persian warrior is I'm more for the Persians than Arabians in the game. If they're gonna release any of this hero, and obviously with the weapons, more prefer Persian armor, specifically armor from the Safavid era and the Sassanid era, specifically with the cataphracts of the Sassanids, and like the mirror armor of the Safavids. So for me to see a Safavid warrior with like a heavy weapon like a mace, or a combination with a mace and an axe, is something it's gonna be, if that's happening, I'm gonna be super happy. Um, uh, the only problem here, if they do, I don't think they will do. If they do a Rashput and a Safavid warrior, the problem with this is that is this too many weapons in some sense that is too similar with the Safavids and the warrior at that time, like in 1600, with the in India, for example, with the Mughals. So obviously the Rajput have weapons, for example, the Kanda sword, and the Qatar is two weapons that the Safavid do not use. So that is two weapons that they can use differently, and obviously they have different types of mace in with the Rashputs, because Rashputs. So obviously, yeah, you can have a Rashput and you can have a Safavid warrior, with that have different types of weapons, and because we don't have any warrior yet in For Honor that have a curved weapon, a curved sword, and obviously so many different cultures, um, so many cultures to see in, yeah, in For Honor, in many cultures around the world with so much unique types of weapons. I really wonder what people think when they see how much diversity when we only talk about the swords. We can only say, like, we only like go so simple, and we say different types of sword around the world, like how much diversity even in their own countries the swords are from different time period or different groups in that world. And I think it's a really cool how it's very interesting, like so much a history of like a museum, like with the weapon, and we still most of the game that use blade weapons. It can be fantasy game, historical based game, role playing games, just Disney games. No matter what kind of type of game, the most time we still see like the European sword. Obviously, I mean like straight blade weapons, but there's so few games, like mainstream games, that have bladed weapon from, like, example, Nepal. Obviously, one of the warriors in For Honor, the shaman, use a kukri. Um, I Yeah, but they have nothing to do in Nepal. Only the weapon, the kukri, and so kukri is a mainstream. Not, yeah, you can say it's mainstream because Jason Voorhees used that weapon in Friday 14, and he used a kukri. Uh, but for example, one warrior can have a Kora, and a police like heavy bladed weapon. Yeah, and all of this kind of thing. So yeah, um, that is really everything I want to say.